Perhaps the biggest news in crypto for a while has just dropped, and I wanted to make a video explaining everything you need to know about it. Crypto is gaining a lot of adoption recently, but the problem is the prices on our coins just don't seem to be showing that. But what if I told you, all right, what if I said that what I'm about to explain in this video could possibly change that? I've got evidence today to prove to you that we are on the very verge of a massive blow-off top moment. You could call it Altseason if you really want to, just like the last 3 bull markets. Oh, and by the way, guys, I've got an insane prediction from ChatGPT you're going to want to hear at the end of this video. All I need you to do is give yourself 15 minutes and let this video sink in so you can understand where we are right now much more clearly. And don't forget, if you find yourself enjoying this video, smack that like button just like you will be buying your favorite altcoins right now. And if this is your first time seeing me, welcome to the no BS side of crypto. If you like what you see in this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button with that notification bell turned on. So let me show you why I think today's news could be some of the biggest we've had in a very long time and what that actually means for your altcoins. I want you to bear with me here. So most of us should know right now, but some of the largest payment providers in the world are looking to actively adopt stable coins. We can see here, PayPal, okay? These guys actually built and created their own stable coin that you can actually even see on CoinMarketCap. We have Stripe, we have Shopify, we have Visa, all adopting stable coins. And as a matter of fact, over the last 12 months, they've been actively introducing a lot of different things. You'll see more in this video that goes in the way of adopting stablecoins. You can even see here, Visa launches stablecoin payments in Latin America. Now, why is this important? Guys, most of us should know Global M2. Most of us should know looking towards Global M2 is a pretty decent way of looking into what might happen for Bitcoin, because if Global M2 goes up, there's more money in the world. That means some of that money will likely go into Bitcoin and crypto. Now, stablecoins are essentially Global M2, but for altcoins. We can see here, this is the stablecoin market cap in white with altcoins in blue. Now, we're going way back to 2016 here, and stablecoins usually move first, just like Global M2 does in yellow for Bitcoin. If I show you this on a chart, you can see ever so slightly, the stablecoin market cap begins to rise, even up here, leading the charge, of course, and then we have altcoins blowing off soon after. When stablecoins go down, alts soon followed immediately afterwards, okay? So we can see stablecoins growing and growing. You can see here growing and growing and growing. And then, of course, we have alts popping off soon after. This is back in actually the previous bull run. When we have stablecoins going down, usually happens first, then the dip comes for other assets, particularly here, our altcoins. You can see the insane growth we've had from the previous cycle here, where stablecoins topped out at 150 billion. Guys, we're almost 2x that, and we haven't even had Altseason yet. There is a relationship with stablecoins and altcoins, and I want to talk more about this in a second, because I think what's happening is the spring is loading and loading for an Altseason, unlike any we've seen before. There is so much money slushing around right now, and altcoins have a long way to go to blow up, just like what happened back in 2021 and also what happened back here in 2017. I want everyone listening to this to really understand what I'm about to say here. The relationship with PayPal, Stripe, Shopify, Visa, and one massive partner I want to talk about here in a second that relates to all this, that's got to do with the big news, by the way, it's not trivial, guys. And what I mean by this is they are actually adopting stable coins. One of the biggest problems crypto has faced in previous bull runs is getting money in the real world fiat, putting it into stable coins, and allowing people to spend that buying altcoins. What's happening here is the breakdown of that first massive barrier to where we just have people using, you can see here, PayPal, okay, a stablecoin backed by secure and highly liquid assets to buy, sell, hold, and transfer in the app on our site. So they can do this whilst using PayPal, for example, or like using Stripe. Stripe is obviously massive. Let your customers pay with crypto that settle as fiat in your Stripe balance. Again, amazing here. Okay, Shopify. Customers can pay with USDC on base from hundreds of supported crypto wallets, going to pretty much shill stablecoins, right? Why they matter for entrepreneurs. But I think the most important here is Visa. Visa is a leader working to integrate stablecoins into the next generation of payments. These guys process more volume of fiat transactions than even Mastercard. By themselves, it's like $16 trillion every single year. And what they're saying is they're going to allow everyone with a Visa card or everyone that interacts with a Visa account to be able to buy stablecoins. Again, breaking the barrier down. So again, I remind you, what happens when stablecoin market cap goes up? Eventually, when we do have a moment here where alts blow up from being outperformed by Bitcoin, you can see here, Bitcoin's in white. Don't get it twisted, right? Bitcoin outperforms altcoins in blue here, the whole entire bear market, even back here in 2017, pretty much even outperformed altcoins in the bull run, okay? But what happens towards the end, alt season here, is finally Bitcoin gives way and alts go up even more because we essentially have that money from stablecoins and Bitcoin flowing into altcoins. Now, I believe this will happen. It'll especially happen, and this is what I'm waiting for. Here's the kicker, right? When the macro market is suitable for altcoins to explode, because another word for altcoins are, guess what? Casino coins. It is pretty much digital chips in a casino, and people have to be convinced the macro world is, strong enough and it's okay, it's calm enough for them to put food on the table, food in the fridge, roof over their heads, heating on, and that's when they'll put the leftover money they get from their wage into casino coins. Now, this puts a whole new meaning to the word retail, or some of us like to use the word exit liquidity. And the reason simply is because when, Uncle Bob that you met last Christmas hits you up in a month's time and says, hey, Kyron, I got a question for you. I want to buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin's pumping. You can say to him, you got a Visa card, Uncle Bob? He'll be like, yeah, I got a Visa card. Use Visa. Or he says, no, use Stripe, use PayPal, all right? Use anything basically, and you can get right in. Previously, all right, other bull runs, we've had none of that. We've had Uncle Bob get a MetaMask account, get a Coinbase account, Very complex, okay? That bottlenecks this retail dumb money, or again, exit liquidity from getting in and buying our bag. It's as simple as that. So when global liquidity pumps, when we have, again, this includes the M2, when this goes up, this blue line here, and there's more money sloshing around the world, what we're going to have is a lot of that money easily being able to make its way into stable coins and then into buying our altcoins, It's as simple as that. Now, you can see this red line here in global liquidity, all right, has been a massive sticking point as a breakout zone for global liquidity. Now, here's something that is fantastic news, We have just broken out of this particular, you could call it neckline or sticking point, which is great. Every time, except for this time right here, that we've broken out of this sticking point, it's actually somewhat in relation to before or after, actually caused Bitcoin to explode, even back over here, actually, So you can see happen over here, we exploded, happen over here, we exploded. But again, it all came from the breakout of this midpoint. Now, again, the lows are also correlated here to global liquidity, all right? So we have much larger forces at play. And again, if global liquidity does this, if we have more stable coins as well, adoption, Visa's going, hey, get yourselves involved, it's going to pump our crypto bags more than this, by like 10. Now, it's a prediction of mine, but it's backed up with some very interesting data from ChatGPT that I need you guys to hear in a minute. So the big news is going to come in a second here, but I hope all of this has helped you understand, leading up to this news, why it is so important as a next step in the evolution of this stablecoin game. I know it's boring. I know none of us want to talk about stable coins because they don't go up or down, really, right? They just move sideways. Most of us want to talk about altcoins that can 10x tomorrow, but this will cause, altcoins to 20x tomorrow if it all plays out. And again, ChatGPT has something to say about that, really. This is more proof for you that stablecoins have an absolutely very strong impact in price movement. This is what I call the SSRO down the bottom here. This is Bitcoin's price in the top. Now, all you have to be concerned with is that when this SSRO over here and this white line, goes up into this red zone over here, that means that stablecoins don't have enough capital or purchasing power anymore to keep pushing Bitcoin's price higher. Of course, Bitcoin's price at $50,000, all right, moving that up 10% is much easier to do than moving it up 10% at $100,000, right? So over the course of time, as Bitcoin's price goes up and up and up, Technically, again, stablecoins are used to supplement that move. They're used to buy Bitcoin to push it higher. So as we begin to see stablecoin market cap go down and Bitcoins go up, it's much harder to be able to keep that move going. So this is where we come to the red zone over here. This is where Bitcoin's price is overextended and we're likely to have a pullback. You can see here, it is pretty accurate in saying that, hey, stablecoins don't have much more strength. So when this goes down, that means stablecoins have a lot of market cap over Bitcoin, which means we can push Bitcoin up in a healthy manner. And you can see again, just every time we go beneath the midpoint here of 50, being 1, 2, and 3, basically in this bull run, okay, so starting back over here in September of 23, it's helped supplement a massive move to come for Bitcoin, which I do believe is definitely going to come again. But this is just proof to show you how important it is. Here I have what I call O versus Fo, or others, altcoins versus Bitcoin, okay? It's this chart down here as well. Same thing, okay? Every time we kind of go beneath this midpoint, we have a massive blow-off moment. Even just having these retracements, you can see in these two examples over here, was enough to continue pushing Bitcoin higher, okay, or altcoins in this case, after we kind of have a bit of a pullback and a reset and stablecoins gain some strength to continue higher. And we've had a great pullback and reset here, basically into the green zone. It's very important. Actually, this chart here, I think, seals the deal if you are still a little bit on the fence, all right? Which is looking at, again, the stablecoin market cap in white, altcoins are in blue, Bitcoin is in orange, okay? And you can see here it going up. Yes, Bitcoin is following a lot, but again, altcoins are kind of still there. It's just that Bitcoin is eating up most of it. When we can see stablecoins, again, kind of have a bit of a dip, definitely altcoins and Bitcoin do the same sort of thing again. So as this is going up, yes, for now, Bitcoin's eating up most of it because right now the markets are risk off. When they are risk on in those macro conditions, especially when we look at global liquidity here pumping, with the adoption of stablecoins, I think it's just going to absolutely go parabolic. And so too, I think, will the market cap of stablecoins. You made it this far in the video. First of all, I've got to say, I'd pat you on the back if you were next to me. I know I can ramble on, but again, it's all for your benefit. It's to allow you to be a better investor so you don't have to rely on people like me. My job as a YouTuber, as someone who loves crypto, is to provide up-to-date, important content for you. Okay, so if you like that, make sure you hit the like button as well. All right, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Here's the news. Very quickly. Chainlink, okay, has officially announced a working relationship with Mastercard here, where, to cut a long story short, Mastercard holders are now able to access crypto directly on chain. Now, how this differs from this, and this is essentially that, again, anyone using a Mastercard, okay, so we have Visa and Mastercard, two of the largest payment providers in the world. In 2021, Visa was processing $13 trillion every single year in transaction volume. Mastercard was doing 7.7 trillion. I think now they're doing a combined like 25 trillion. So they've obviously increased a lot in that time. But either way, first place, second place in terms of, transaction volume and fiat. Now, Mastercard here is saying, okay, you can, using our services, buy stablecoins directly on chain. Okay. That is a massive unlock because that process I was telling you about Uncle Bob before, where Uncle Bob previously had to get a Coinbase account, MetaMask account, and figure out ways to do the KYC and blah, blah, blah. Now, Uncle Bob goes to Mastercard and literally says, transfer money into crypto. It is actually on crypto. It's in the blockchain. And then he can buy altcoins. This is a monumental step. But you know what's crazy? What I find so crazy is people sleeping on this. Because this news, in my opinion, is, at least for our altcoins and, the all-time high, blow off top, just as big as the ETFs. Now, I get it, right? You can argue with that. Okay, yes, ETFs are a behemoth for Bitcoin, but for altcoins, this is as big as it's going to get, unless, Visa comes out with the same thing. So I went, okay, let's see what the bloody computer says, because that's what we do these days, right? We ask GPT, ask Grok. So I said, GPT, how far away, max latest point, mid-2026, from stablecoin mass adoption? Because I'm thinking stablecoin mass adoption is literally meaning everyone can buy stablecoins easily and therefore buy altcoins. After weighing the forces accelerating adoption against the remaining frictions, I estimate a 65% probability that stablecoins reach what most observers would call mass adoption. So essentially, potential merchant reach 20 million, 3.6 million, 1.4. So we're dealing with multiple millions, 50 plus million merchants around the world. Okay, so what this would cause is, again, basically to cut a long story short, a massive Altseason unlike we've ever seen before. It's not just these payment providers I just mentioned here. It's institutions, it's literal governments, it's banks adopting stablecoins, and we have the stamp of approval, so to speak, from the US government themselves, wanting to use stablecoins to further the dollar. Okay, look at this. Alliance Bernstein here, a massive VC in crypto, says Ethereum's 65% rally recently was fueled by stablecoin dominance, was fueled by stablecoins. Like I said, we just simply haven't had this in the previous bull runs. No way even close. When retail comes back and macro certainty is there, we're going to have a massive liftoff moment. Guys, the Genius Act, I think, is going to pass very, very soon. We're on the very edge of a massive unlock for stablecoins on an institutional level, like talking about banks and stuff in the US. We also have Mr. Powell over here getting grilled recently. Okay, he's even said that banks, again, are free to conduct crypto activities. I need to remind you, what are banks going to adopt first? Stablecoins. What do stablecoins lead to? Cut a long story short, our altcoin bag's pumping, right? I think most people right now are caught up in the sauce, caught up in the chop, the 600% gains, the 60% drops, the 300% gains, the 70% drops. And I think Ondo is one of the most class coins in crypto right now. Okay, but let me remind you, this is ADA in the previous cycle. ADA, at the same thing we're experiencing now, don't get me wrong, people had this in the last cycle, okay? They were up 300%, down 70%, up 100%, down 70%, up 700%, down 50%, okay? Imagine the annoyance of all this, okay? And yet, the average buy, if people just held through all of this at an average buy level of 5 cents, okay, at an average market cap of even 1.7 billion, which by even this market standards, most people would say it's too high of a market cap, okay, it's still 60x'd. 60x'd. This is one of the top 10 coins of the previous cycle at that stage, or top 20, whatever it was. Now, we have a lot more money on standby, particularly because of everything I explained in this video. So I'm not here to blow, smoke up your butt. I'm not here to be like that bull or give you the hopium. I can get it right. There's going to be some comments down below about that. But what I'm here to do is to tell you everything that I'm seeing right now in the markets and read the writing on the walls. It's one of the things that people ask me, Kyle, with your price predictions all the time. Okay, when Ondo has Ondo Global Markets or the Ondo chain launch, are you going to move your price predictions up? I'm like, no, I forecasted that back 8 months ago. Okay, so we have to forecast this in now for the next, maybe let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, dare I say 12 months. I'll keep you informed. And of course, if you want to see more of this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there, guys. I look forward to seeing all your beautiful faces tomorrow. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.